Hello friends, welcome back to the Mothership. Today I'm going to give you my 6-month review of my pellet smoker. Now if you go back in time, you'll see the first video I actually ever produced was an overview of around the time when I first got this machine. If you watch my video at all, you can see that I do quite a lot of cooks on this thing. I've used it, I don't know, 75 times maybe at this point. I'm probably doing 2 or 3 cooks a week. And I think at this point I've probably used it enough to have a good understanding of what I like about it and what I don't like about it. So compared to my overview video, this is going to be a little more in depth, and I'm going to talk about the things that I actually like and I don't like about this particular machine, and hopefully give you guys a good opinion of whether or not it's worth spending your money on. Now there's obviously a few basic things to think about with any pellet smoker. You're going to think about the price, you're going to think about the build quality, and you're going to think about kind of, is it worth it based on those two categories. Obviously this design has a unique shape, which adds some of the reasons I like the machine and also some of the reasons why I don't like the machine. Now this product is made by Grilla grills. It costs about $1,000 full price. You can't find them in store. I think their last store actually was just shuttered. So this product can only be purchased online. Now Grilla Grills makes all of their grills overseas. I'm not sure there's any product you're going to find in that around $1,000 mark that's going to be made in the United States. But the first thing to think about is obviously build quality. I specifically chose this machine because of the double-walled insulation. I live in the Northeast, so cooking in cold weather is important to me. And your options for most pellet smokers are going to be either put a jacket on it or just really crank up that heat to try and get it to stay at temperature. I've cooked this when I first got it when it was quite cold, below freezing, and it handled the temperature quite well. Now on that same token, one of my first cons of this machine is actually the construction. Because the walls are so thick, I actually have noticed having some issues holding lower temperatures in high heat. Now that's probably going to be an issue with almost every pellet smoker out there. I found it on all the ones that I have used, but it is worth noting that when temperatures are above 90 degrees, getting this thing to stay at about 180 is very difficult. It tends to run about 20 degrees higher in my experience, so getting it 180 above 90 degrees is almost impossible. You're looking at cooking at the lowest temperature, maybe about 200 degrees. Now, like all pellet smokers, you have an auger attached to a hopper that slowly feeds in pellets into your burn pot, which ignites them, creates your heat and your smoke, and does all the fun things that we want it to. Unfortunately, one of the cons I have with this product is to be able to clean out that burn pit, you have to take out the grates, which is a bit of a pain, but that is kind of standard on the market. Having an ash dump would be a nice feature. Unfortunately, it's not something that's offered on this particular machine. As far as cleaning it out, the grates are all stainless steel. Cleaning out in here is pretty simple. You just get a shop vac, clean all the ash, you're good to go. Now, since this is a pellet smoker, one of the concerns that many people have is the amount of smoke you're actually going to get out of the machine. Most smokers are that barrel or grill style, traditional style of like a propane grill you'd find, and the smoke kind of goes around like this and goes out the top. With this particular model, the circular shape, smoke goes around like so and then comes out through the side of the door. There is no smokestack to remove smoke, so smoke does tend to sit in there longer, and I have noticed actually more smoke, deeper smoke rings, compared to other types of pellet smokers that I've used. I think that is a perk of this machine. Unfortunately, the round shape has its own set of problems, which we'll go over, but it does tend to actually produce a decent amount more smoke than what I am used to from a pellet smoker. Now that being said, here's another one of my concerns. When you have this smoker going, here's where your smoke is going to come out. Since this is an electric smoker, we don't want to run it in the rain too much, right? Which means that unlike other smokers where you can have some sort of tubing to move your smoke up and around, say, a canopy, that does not work with this machine. Smoke has to come out right here, and I haven't found a way to put some sort of, unless I'm using a fan, some way to divert smoke out of a chimney or out and around a garage, that sort of thing. So once this is going, this is where smoke has to come out of, which means this kind of has to be outside, especially during the rain. That is a concern. Now, if you're just going to use a canopy over it, it's not a big deal, but if you're running this in a garage, diverting smoke is a little bit of a difficulty. Now let's talk about the hopper. This model has a 20-pound hopper, pretty standard, and it does actually come with a hopper dump down here. Unfortunately, I have noticed some moisture in my hopper. I think I've narrowed it down to certain pellets produce a little bit of moisture, and it's actually coming out from the pellets that are sitting in the bottom. I don't think it's moisture getting into it, but I do find moisture in here, which is obviously a problem. You don't want moisture anywhere near your pellets. It's something I've had to deal with, cleaning them out. Some of them have been so moist that they've actually started to expand. So that is a problem. I have tried to put weather sealing around here. That didn't fix it, which is kind of why I'm narrowing it down to be coming from the pellets that are actually towards the back of the auger tube. but moisture in your hopper is not a good thing, and I have found moisture in mine. The hopper dump design also has a problem where there's space on the sides of it. So where it closes up, there's a little gap on either side. So when you open and try to clean it out, you're almost always having stuff fall on the ground. There's no real easy way to unload this thing without getting pellets almost everywhere. So while it does have a hopper dump, it's not really as useful as some other machines that goes right from the bottom. As you can see, I have upgraded the wheels on my machine. The original ones that came with it are pretty much worthless. Unless you're planning on leaving your machine in one spot and never moving it, you really do have to upgrade these right away. I kind of wish that Grilla Grills would offer a machine direct from the factory with these wheels on there. It would be much more useful than the tiny little rollerblade wheels that come with it. So if you do plan to have to move it, even at all, even just to move it a foot, you should upgrade your wheels. The other thing that I really like about this machine is honestly the form factor. It just looks cool in the backyard. It's got this very unique shape. Everybody wants to ask what it is, how it works. And then the other fun piece is the view plate. Once this thing's burning, you can see the fires lighting up in there. It's very cool. It's completely unnecessary. It's a nice touch. So form factor, I think it looks really good. Now, as I mentioned earlier, these grates are stainless steel, which is quite nice. Makes cleaning them fairly easy. I just use Barkeep's Friend and they clean up right away. But one thing I don't care for with this machine is their top rack system. From the factory, this is what you're going to get. You're missing a whole lot of space, and Grilla Grills does know that because they sell an extra layer. You have to buy this. I think it's like somewhere north of $100. So to get the full 2-rack system, you do have to buy another attachment. They even make a 3-rack system for doing chicken wings, that sort of thing. I really wish this would come standard. If you watch any of my videos, you notice that I put almost everything on the top rack. So the ability to have the full section of the top rack is paramount to this grill, especially because of the size, which we're going to get into right here. On paper, the circular design of this machine has actually a pretty decent size of square inches. Unfortunately, because of the circular design, it does become a little bit of a Jenga to put food on here. Now, this is a frozen rack of untrimmed spare ribs. As you can see, I can fit the entire thing on here. About a 16-pound brisket is honestly probably about this size. So if you move this to the side, you could probably fit 2 of them on here. Once trimmed, you could maybe fit 3 of them on here. Without the top shelf, you cannot fit another rack of ribs on here. With the top shelf, you could probably fit 3, maybe 4 full racks of spare ribs untrimmed onto this machine. So space can be a bit of a concern on this machine. Like I'm showing you here though, you can make it work. You can do probably 4 racks of full spare ribs on here. If you cut them down and you finagle it a bit, you could probably fit a whole bunch more. With both racks, including the one that you have to buy separately, you can fit a lot more food. If you're doing something like chicken wings, you can fit plenty on here. I'd say this is probably good enough for probably a family of 4, to be completely honest. Anything bigger than that, or if you're doing cooks for large groups, you might want to consider a different design or a larger smoker. For me, I'm a 2-person household and I cook for friends occasionally. So this is honestly perfect for me, and the footprint of the machine, which is kind of one of the main reasons I was drawn to it, it fits very well in my backyard. So having a propane grill, having a charcoal grill, having this smoker, and an offset probably on the way. I need more space. So this particular grill, while the circular design is a pain, it is not that bad, and you can actually fit quite a decent amount of food on here. That said, obviously, if you have a big family, you might want to consider maybe not going this route. Another thing that might be of concern to some people, this particular machine does not really have the ability to sear. The top temperature on this is really about 450. I know that Pit Boss and I think Traeger, they make machines where you can have an open flame searing. If you want to do any sort of searing on this, they do make a searing grate, but you're not going to be able to get a direct flame on this directly onto your food. You will probably need to have a propane grill or a charcoal grill or a sear gun to be able to actually get that sear. I haven't used the searing plates, so I'm not going to talk about whether or not those work or they don't work. But as far as the stock machine, searing is not really an option. This particular model comes with the Alpha Connect. So the controller connects to the Wi-Fi and you can control it from your phone anywhere. Pretty cool feature. I really don't use it that often, to be completely honest. I could probably have gotten away without using the fancy Wi-Fi version. But for my money, the Wi-Fi version has not had any issues. I haven't had any real disconnections. I have noticed on some of the forums, people have had issues with their Alpha Connect temperature controller. Personally, I haven't had any issues. The only thing that I have noticed is if your Wi-Fi goes out or your power goes out, you have to unplug and replug in your machine. Otherwise, it just can't find the Wi-Fi ever. So if the power goes out, unplug, replug in your machine, and it'll find the Wi-Fi just fine. Now, there are a couple of cool features that the Grilla Grill's temperature controller has that I'm not sure other machines do. This machine has two different cook modes, Pro and PID. PID makes it more like a straight oven, hold this temperature, and it will do as best as it can to maintain whatever temperature you specify. Pro mode kind of mimics the burning of actual wood. So the temperature goes up and down, it swings to give you more of that traditional smoke function you get out of a offset smoker. As logs go on, they start to smoke right away, and then they start to smolder, and then the smoke stops a little bit, and then it comes back on when a new log is put on, and it does a pretty good job of that. The swings are usually around 25 degrees max, I think, so it's actually a pretty cool feature. Another function this has that I don't know if other machines do is a pause button. Because every time you open up this door, you're letting out all of your smoke. Once you do that, your smoke and your heat, excuse me. Once all your heat disappears, the machine is going to try harder to get back to that temperature. So if you look at a graph of most machines, the temperature, once you open the door, the temperature obviously goes down, and then it shoots right back up once you close it because the machine is overcompensating to try and catch up. What pause mode does is it makes it so the machine just forgets what's happening during that pause mode. It'll just keep putting in the same amount of pellets. It won't try and overcorrect. So it actually comes back to temperature faster because it's not overcorrecting. Pretty cool function. I don't think other machines do that. And it is worth noting that you do get that with this temperature controller. Now, as far as bonus attachments, this machine does have a spot to plug in a probe. It'll show you your probe temperature right next to your actual temperature and where you have it set at. If you have the Alpha Connect Wi-Fi setup, on your app, it'll show you what your probe temperature is as well as your temperatures of your machine. I always have another probe in there from a third party, and I've compared between the two, and it seems to actually be pretty on point. So no concerns with the temperature probe or the ambient temperature probe either. They both seem to actually be pretty close to actuality. Now, all of that being said, what do I actually think about this machine? Well, I'll be honest with you, I like it. I have no problems with it. Would I spend $1,000 again to buy the machine and then the extra $200-300 on the extra rack and the wheels? Yeah, I probably would. My biggest concerns with this machine honestly are the size. The more you start to cook for large groups of people, the size will become an issue. The circular design is great for adding in smoke, but it really makes playing Jenga to put your food on a little bit of a pain in the butt. But I've made it work for 6 months, and I'm sure I'm gonna make it work for another 6 months, a year, who knows. It's worth noting, like I said, that this company has been sold. I have not used their customer service, so I don't know if that's going to be an issue going forward. You can't go see their stuff in person, which also stinks. So your best bet is really to buy it online and just hope for the best, I guess. I don't know what their return policy is. I don't know any of that. All I know is I have not had an issue with this machine. The Wi-Fi controllers work perfectly for me. It's put out some really, really good food, and it's gonna keep putting out good food for you guys in the future. So my recommendation really, yes, I'd buy it again. Do I recommend it to others? If your scenario is you want a more compact space, you're cooking for maybe 4 people on the regular, you could probably cook for 8, I've done it, then yeah, I'd recommend it. I'd absolutely recommend it. For about $1,000, the quality of food you're gonna make on this machine is quite good. Build quality is quite good, it's sturdy, nothing feels janky or broken. I'm very much pleased with it, and I hope you guys got something out of this review. If you want to see me do other types of review type stuff, I have a couple other types of cookers I'm going to do in the future. I'm going to show you some of the machines that I thought about buying before I bought this, because I know some people that have them. And honestly, if you guys like any of this content, YouTube stuff, like, comment, subscription, and we'll be back with our regular scheduled cooks in the future. Take it easy, guys.